Mr. Masnada, and then after that, Mr. Flory. Mr. Masnada, Castaic Lake Water Agency.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairman Eisenberg, members of the council. I'm Dan Masnada. I'm the general manager of the Castaic Lake Water Agency. I believe, as Martha Davis stated earlier, that we're one of the good actors. The agency is one of the 29 state water project contractors. You've had a few make presentations here earlier. And our service area historically has been a rapidly growing service area, currently about 270,000 population, ultimately forecasted to grow to something over 500,000 people. This is our urban water management plan, our 2010 urban water management plan. It's not a 20-year document, it's not a 25-year document, it's a 40-year document. This document goes out through build-out of the agency. And over the last 25 or more years, the agency's done all the right things in order to develop a water supply portfolio in coordination with with the local retailers. We have two sources of groundwater. We're implementing a recycled water program. We're not only a state water project contractor, but back in 2007, we acquired high flow Kern River from agencies in the Kern County area that are independent of the Delta. We also have a very aggressive conservation program. Since 2007, demand in our service area has gone down almost 19% as a result of conservation, and admittedly as a result of what's happening with the economy. Now, the statements that were made earlier in the discussion between the council and staff was very gratifying to me. I said, okay, it looks like they're headed in the right direction. The point being made about the wonky language, I understood that. The language needs to be clear. It needs to be clear so that when all of us are gone and somebody has to interpret that policy in the future, it's interpreted in a manner that addresses the reduced reliance on the Delta, but also recognizes the fact that agencies like ours, who over the years, we have our Table A, our contract amount from the State Water Project, started out at 41,500 acre feet in 1962. In the late 80s, we were the first M&I contractor in the State Water Project to acquire permanently a Table A transfer from another contractor, the Devil's Den Water District. That augmented our supply about 12,700. Again, we were looking out in the future. As a result of the Monterey Agreement, or the Monterey Amendment to the State Water Contract, we acquired another 41,000 acre feet of 133,000 that was made available by agricultural contractors for M&I. We did not acquire that water to be used at that point in time, although we are using some. It was to meet the demand that was projected in this urban water management plan. We are currently using about a little bit between a third and a half of the reliable supply that we have contracted for and have been paying for decades, starting from the 60s and then with the additional supplies, the 80s and then the 90s. We are a good actor. We're doing everything possible to fully utilize our groundwater supplies, conserve water, and then grow into our demand. And then our biggest CIP, our biggest capital expenditures from here to 2050 is our recycled water program, upwards of $200 million, which is based on the utilization we're using the state water twice. We will be using the state water. It's considered non-native. We will be recycling that. So in closing, I would ask that please don't let Senator Huffman and others make this a work of fiction. We've been working on this for too long. We're committed to doing the right thing, as are the other contractors. Otherwise, what is being proposed by certain entities would make the urban water management plans, not just for the Castaic Lake Water Agency, but for any agency that's serving a growing area, again, a work of fiction. Thank you very much.
Thank you.